What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. This is going to be an interesting video. I want to see who's going to be dumb enough to defend the ATF in my comment section. Because, oh goodness. All right, let's talk about it. So, 3 reasons why we should disband the ATF. Number 1, they do not focus on anything other than the F. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, the ATF is not the full name of the Bureau. It is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Okay, so some of y'all might be wondering, well, why should we, disband the ATF, if they regulate all that and they, focus on making sure everything's good with tobacco, alcohol, firearms, explosives? I'm confused. Well, could that possibly be because contrary to whatever some keyboard warrior ATF dick rider is going to type in my comment section, they don't spend too much of their time focusing on the alcohol or tobacco part of their job. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. If they felt that, these 4 things, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives, were all each dangerous enough for them to be lumped into the same group, be focused on by the same organization, by the same people, and these same people don't feel that half of what they're supposed to do is worth even paying attention to, how can we even trust that what they're saying, the other half that they are supposed to be paying attention to, is actually worth paying attention to? You can't. It's a faulty organization because they don't sit there and actually focus on everything they're supposed to. Their only focus, pretty much since existence, has been to try to take the Second Amendment right away from individuals. That has been pretty much their primary focus since becoming an organization. Now, some people, they might say, no, there's a reason why there's alcohol, tobacco, and explosives in there. They might focus a tiny bit on the explosives. They really don't care too much about alcohol and tobacco as much as people would sit here and believe, whether people want to admit it or not, despite the fact that more people are dying from, smoking every year, or at least if the numbers are still as high as I remembered. I don't know. My generation, last I checked, was the generation that was like, hey, we're not going to smoke cigarettes, we're going to vape. So who knows? Those numbers might have dropped. But last I checked, lung cancer, cigarettes, all the backlashes that you can get, or the repercussions would be a better word, that you can get from something like alcohol or tobacco, still kills more people every year than firearms does. Just seems like a waste of time, in my opinion, to be worrying about the firearms part then, huh? But whatever. That's just me, crazy Mark here, just saying let's disband the ATF because the only thing they've done is try to take our rights away from us. I'm crazy though, right? Even though there's been several incidents where innocent people have been killed for no reason because the ATF wanted to infringe on the Second Amendment right. Excuse me, Ruby Ridge. Brian Malinowski. Oh, geez. Wow, is it? Whew. Man, it's getting a little hot in here. I might be coming down with a cold or something, guys. All I'm saying, Waco, all I'm saying is that the ATF hasn't done their jobs correctly. All right, guys? They haven't been focusing on everything that they should be focusing on. So in my opinion, if they're not going to do their jobs correctly, the job shouldn't exist. But regardless, I'm going to get off number 1. I'm going to move to number 2, which I kind of alluded to a little bit, with my illness, if my sickness, if you would call it. I am indeed down with the sickness, as one would say. I'm sorry, I'm having a good time talking about this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but all right. The second reason why we should disband the ATF, on top of the fact that they don't focus on, the alcohol or tobacco part, the times that they have tried intensely focusing on the firearms part have led to situations like Ruby Ridge, Waco, and the most recent situation where I believe it was the ATF who, went and did a no-knock raid. They went to raid Brian Malinowski's house. He went and grabbed a gun because he thought somebody was breaking into his house, because they essentially for half a second made it known that they were law enforcement, and then they killed him. I mean, I'm sorry, but if someone's breaking down my door, I'm gonna think that, you know, I have to grab a gun too. And if my camera only catches you for a tenth of a second where it says police, how am I gonna know that? But regardless, I don't want to get into that topic because I already have a video talking about the Brian Malinowski situation. And if you want to hear my opinions on it, which I'm sure you gathered what my opinions are from this already, but if you want to hear my full opinions, I did do a video on that, so make sure to check that out. Now, moving on from number 2, because as you guys can see here, there have been plenty of times where the ATF not only has not focused on their entire job, but the parts they focused on, they didn't do too great of a job actually doing. Moving on to number 3. And number 3, truthfully, I think is the most important out of all of them. Because for a agency or a bureau, I guess in this case, to get to the level that the ATF has gotten to and to do things that they have done, for example, Ruby Ridge, Waco, the Brian Malinowski situation, whatever. I can keep saying those 3 in a row all I want to, but those are the 3 that come up immediately off the top of my head, although there are countless other situations. But my whole point I was getting at is that in order for them to, you know, get to a point to where they're messing up that bad, they're not doing their job correctly entirely, and the part of their jobs that they are trying to do, they're failing miserably at. For them to have gotten to that point, obviously we're dealing with a very much so tyrannical bureau. We're not dealing with we're not dealing with a bureau that, you know, operates on any level of morality like any 3-letter agency does. You know, but my whole point is simply that, you know, yeah, while I didn't expect them to be acting with a high level of morality because they're a 3-letter government agency, what I am saying is that they have gone tyrannical very clearly. And I mean, there is no other reason other than how tyrannical they have gone. They are a law enforcement agency, not a lawmaking agency. They are a law enforcement agency. Does anybody know what enforce means? I know what it means. For in the case of law enforcement, it means that you are making sure people are following the law, and you are punishing those, or not punishing in the sense of like you're the punisher, but punishing in the sense of arresting those who are not following the law. That is what enforcing or enforcement in the term law enforcement means. So this isn't you get to make the rules and then punish people for it. This isn't, oh, well, I've changed my mind on a rule that I put out a week ago, and now I'm going to change my mind now because I just changed it. I don't know. That's not how this works. That's not what the role of the ATF is, and that's consistently what we have seen from them. We have only seen tyrannical movements as if they are the ones who are in charge, when truth be told, they are not. They are a government-funded agency that have completely gone tyrannical, should be disbanded, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, a majority of the employees, in my opinion, should be put in prison for treason. They should be tried, and they should be charged for treason. There's no other way around it. If you're going to sit here and be a law enforcement agency and you're going out of your way to make your own laws, abide by your own rules, arrest people, kill people for exercising their rights, I'm sorry, but you can't say that you're for America anymore. You are very much so anti-America. And at that point, I would 100% say you need to be tried for treason. Now, with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video, because I can tell I'm starting to get like, you know, my rant side keeps coming out tonight, and I'm trying to control it, but you know, it seems like I might have to do a good rant video sometime soon. But with that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all, and whether or not you agree with me about my 3 reasons why we should disband the ATF, if you don't agree with me about my 3 reasons, probably because you have 3 reasons of your own. But if you think the ATF should not be disbanded, I want you to comment down below why. I want you to comment down below and defend the people who have shot and killed dogs, women, and children for no reason. Go ahead and comment it down below. But with that being said, y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe. I'm sorry. Please, whoever sits there and does comment down below trying to defend the ATF, understand you put yourself into it. Now, with that being said, y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.